Good morning, students. So today in second session, that is this 46th session, we will study how to prepare the fund flow statement. So here we have in last session we have seen what are the sources of the fund and what are the applications of the fund, and with the use of these sources of funds and the application of funds, now it is time to prepare the fund flow statement. And in this session we will see how the fund flow statement is prepared. So here a fund flow statement can be prepared in two ways. So here the fund flow statement can be prepared in two ways. What are the two ways? So first, it can be prepared in the form of statement. So here it is prepared in the form of statement. So and also it can be prepared in the form of an account. So like ledger account, it can be prepared. So here the fund flow statement can be prepared in two ways. One is in the form of statement and in the form of account. So here, so first of all we will see how to prepare the fund flow statement. While preparing the fund flow statement, the following four steps are to be taken into consideration. Here we cannot prepare a fund flow statement by ourselves. It can be prepared with the important four steps in a systematic manner. So here we will see how this fund flow statement is prepared. So first of all, steps to prepare or fund flow statement. So first one, preparation of statement of changes in working capital. So here first of all we have to prepare the statement of changes in working capital. So here to prepare fund flow statement, here first of all we have to prepare the statement of changes in working capital. So here the changes in working capital means here we compare by comparing two balance sheets. We will see how the working capital is the changes in the working capital takes place, whether the working capital is decreases or increased. We will see by preparing this statement of changes in working capital. Second one, preparation of fixed asset account. So here second one is preparation of fixed asset account. So here this account is prepared to compute the missing figure as a profit or loss on sale of fixed assets, purchases or sale of fixed assets, and the amount of depreciation on the fixed asset. To calculate the missing figure as to profit or loss on sale of fixed asset, if there is any profit or loss on sale of fixed asset, or the purchase or sale of fixed assets, and the amount of depreciation on those fixed assets. To know these all things, here the fixed asset accounts are prepared. So third one is asset and the funds from operation. So here next, by taking into consideration the net profit of the current year and the last year, so here we have to add all the non-operating income expenses, and we have to deduct the non-operating incomes. So by this we can get the funds from operation. So here the funds from operation is also prepared to know. For the preparation, it is also a third step to prepare the fund flow statement. So finally, after preparing all these things, the first one is statement of changes in working capital and preparation of fixed asset account, and third one is funds from operation. Finally, the preparation of fund flow statement takes place. So here, after preparation of three accounts, finally the fund flow statement is prepared. And by preparing the fund flow statement, here it should be tallied the balances of the changes in working capital and the fixed asset account and the funds from operation. We have to take the information from these three accounts and we have to prepare the fund flow statement. While preparing fund flow statement, you have to remember that both sides, that is the source side and application side, should be tallied. If the fund flow statement does not tally, it means our statement is wrong. So therefore here we have to prepare, we have to follow the four steps for the preparation of fund flow statement. And now here we will see some of the important things. So preparation of schedule of changes in schedule of working capital changes. So here it is prepared with the help of current assets and current liabilities. So here the preparation of schedule of working capital changes. So schedule of working capital is prepared with the help of current assets and current liabilities relating to two different periods, means 2 years information is taken here, and this schedule of working capital changes is prepared. So here first of all we will know what do you mean by current assets. So these are the assets which are converted into cash within a normal course of business, that is within a period of 1 year. So here current asset refers to these are the assets which are converted into cash very easily within a short period of time, that is within a period of 1 year. So here current asset includes current investments. So current investments mean temporary investments and short term investments. So these are the two important current investments, temporary investment and short term investment. And next one is inventory. So inventory includes stock of raw materials. So it is stock of raw materials, next work in progress, and finally the finished goods. So here inventory means it tells about the stock of goods. So stock of raw materials. So next stock of work in progress and stock of finished goods. So these are included in inventories. So third one, trade receivables. Trade receivables means it we know while studying the financial ratio analysis, in that we know what are the trade receivables and what are the current assets and what are the current liabilities, all things we have studied. But in this fund flow statement, these current assets and current liabilities are also very useful, and they are very important. So that again we have to study what are the trade receivables. So trade receivable includes debtors and bills receivable. Next, cash and cash balance. So first one is cash balance and cash balance at bank balance. So cash in hand and the cash in bank, these are the two important things which are included under the cash and cash equivalents. And next, short term loans and advances. Here only one item is term is added, that is prepaid expenses. So prepaid expenses are the short term loans and advances. This is also an asset. And other current assets. So in other current assets includes outstanding income. So outstanding incomes are included in the under the heading of other current assets. So here loose tools are not included in the current assets. So loose tools are always fixed assets, and these assets are not included in the current assets. So now non-current assets. So those which are non-current assets. So here there is a list of non-current assets. The following are the non-current assets. So first one is goodwill. Goodwill is non-current asset, and it is also called as intangible asset. Land, building, plant and machinery, furniture and fittings, trademarks, patents, rights. So these are the tangible assets. So fixed assets, under the heading of fixed asset, tangible and intangible assets are taken. So intangible assets or non-current assets, so here land, building, plant and machinery, furnitures and fixtures, trademarks, patents, these are taken under the heading tangible, and the goodwill is taken under non-tangible assets. So like this, these are the non-current assets, those assets which cannot be converted into cash within a short period or within a period of 1 year. Such assets are called as non-current assets, and it includes the tangible and intangible assets. So here we are having the list of and we have seen the list of non-current assets. Same long-term investments. So what are the long-term investments? So here profit and loss account, debit balance, it is also investment, and it is also an asset. So if there is any debit balance in the P&L account, it is shown on the asset side. Discount on issue of shares, preliminary expenses. So these are the deferred assets, and also other deferred expenses such as advertisement, suspense account, and discount on issue of shares. So here these are the assets which are non-current assets, and these are the long-term investments. So here, so now after studying the current assets and also what are the non-current assets, we have seen current assets and non-current assets, and we have seen the list of current assets and the list of non-current assets. Now after studying the current and non-current, now we will move to current liabilities. So these are the liabilities which are required to be repaid within the normal course of business. So here these are the liabilities which are paid or which are required to be paid within a normal course of time, that is within a period of 1 year, and here within one, either out of current assets or by creating new current liabilities. So here these are paid from the current assets by selling current assets or by transferring the current assets. These liabilities are to be paid off. So here the current liabilities includes short-term borrowings and trade payables. So here what are short-term borrowings? So here, so bank overdraft. So bank overdraft is a short-term borrowing. Next, short-term advances and short-term deposit accepted. So these are the short-term borrowings. So bank overdraft, short-term advances and short-term deposit, because these are the liabilities which are repaid within a period of 1 year. So therefore these are the short-term borrowings. So next, trade payables, we already know under the heading trade payable only two things we take, that is creditors and bills payable. So these are the two trade payables which are very easily payable within a period of 1 year. So next, other current liabilities, so outstanding expenses and income received in advances. So these are the two important current liabilities, outstanding expenses and income received in advance. So these are the two other current liabilities. So non-current liabilities, so first of all we will see short-term provisions. So provisions, the provisions are included in the current liabilities. So here some of the provisions are dividend payable. Next, provision for taxation. So provision for taxation is also a provision, short-term provision, and also the proposed dividend, it is also short-term provision. So these are the provisions. Provisions means these are made, provisions are made for the special provisions are made for the preparation of dividend to the shareholders, and also the dividends proposed and the dividends payable to the preference shareholders. So now after looking at the current liabilities, now we will see what are other current liabilities or the non-current liabilities. So non-current liabilities means these are the non-current liabilities which are not included or which are not considered at the time of preparation of fund flow statement. Here non-current liabilities are equity share capital. So we always see on the liability side, observe on the liability side. So first, equity share capital. So this is also a non-current liability, and preference share capital. So redeemable debentures, these are the redeemable debentures are long-term borrowings, long-term loans, share premium account, share forfeited account or the share cancelled account, capital redemption reserve. So these are the things which are considered as non-current liabilities, and these non-current liabilities are not included at the time of preparation of fund flow statement. So next, appropriation of profit. So appropriation of profit means here some amount of profit is to be transferred to the reserve account. So here what are the from the some percentage of profit is reserved and it is kept for the future use. So here, so what are the appropriation of the profit? What are the things which are to be removed or reserved from the profit is transferred to general reserve account. Some percentage of profit is transferred to general reserve account. So next, some percentage is transferred to dividend equalization fund and transfer to insurance fund, share forfeited account, transfer to sinking fund, transfer to investment fluctuation fund, proposed dividend. So here these are the things which are to be which are some part of the profit is kept as or transferred to some of the accounts such as general reserve account or dividend equalization fund, insurance fund, forfeited fund, sinking fund, and the investment fluctuation fund. And some part of the profit is paid as a proposed dividend. So like this, the profit is appropriated and it is kept reserved. And now we'll move to, if an increase or decrease in respect of each such item has to be recorded to ascertain the net increase or decrease in the working capital. So first step is to prepare the statement of changes in working capital. So while preparation of changes in working capital, here we are comparing the two balance sheets for the two periods. So here first of all, if you take if you take creditors, we'll see whether the past year's creditor increased or decreased this year. So here for every item we have to see whether it is increased or decreased. So here if an increase or decrease in respect of each such item has to be recorded to ascertain net increase or decrease in working capital. So here every increase or decrease in the particular liabilities or assets we have to calculate, and it has to be recorded for the calculation of net increase or decrease in the working capital. So an increase in the value of current assets between two different periods indicates an increase in the working capital. It applications of funds. So here if an increase in the value of current assets in a two different period, so it indicates increase in the working capital. So whenever we purchase current assets, automatically the working capital will be increased, and it is application of funds because we are paying out, the fund is flowing out for the purchase of current assets. So same way, increase in the value of current liabilities indicates decrease in the value of capital. Working capital means, here working capital means it is a readily available cash. So such cash will decrease whenever we pay for the liabilities. Automatically the working capital will be decreased, and also it is called as source of funds. Source of funds means automatically whenever we pay the liabilities, automatically it is called as source of funds. So like this, here in this session we have seen how the fund flow statement is prepared and what are the important steps for the preparation of this fund flow statement. And here we have seen the four important steps. The first one is we have to prepare the statement of changes in working capital and changes in the working capital. Second one, the fixed asset account, and third one, funds from operations account. And finally, after preparing all these three things, finally we prepare the fund flow statement. And this fund flow statement, I have told you already, the fund flow statement should be tallied, otherwise like a balance sheet. If it is tallied, then it indicates that it means that the problem is right and we have solved perfectly. If it does not match or it does not equal or tallied, then we have to know any mistake we have did. So like this, by following four important steps, we are preparing the fund flow statement. And here we have seen if there is any increase or decrease in the net, if there is any decrease or increase in the statement, that is the changes in the working capital statement. So here if there is any increase in the working capital, means we are applying the funds. Application of fund is, it means the application of fund. And if we pay the liabilities, automatically the cash flows out, and the working capital decreases, it means the sources of funds. So like this, we have seen the changes in the statement of changes in the working capital. And like this, in next classes we will see how the fund flow statement is prepared and how the increase or decrease is studied, how the fund flow statement is prepared, and how the funds from operation is prepared. We'll see other things, all these things in next class. Thank you.